You know, the natural world is such a great, not just a metaphor, but living example of how the world actually works. About 150 years ago, a little less, there was a huge conversation in the world about competition and the human nature around competition. And there were two sides to the argument. I mean, there's always more sides, but two very vocal sides. And the argument that won was that we are hardwired to compete. End of story. And we have lived according to that, what we felt was truth, since then. But as we gain the ability to study nature and really understand what's happening, there's such a bigger story at work here. And remember that we are a part of nature. So we work the way nature does. And the way that this country that you're looking at, the way that the earth works, the way that the plants work together, is that they each do their own best job, photosynthesizing and staying alive and surviving and doing their best with the nutrients that they have. And they deeply and fully support one another. There is a system in the soil, a mycorrhizal network that connects everything. And what happens, the very simplified version, is that plants, as they have extra resources, as they have an abundance, they dump their abundance into the network. And it goes to other plants, which eventually goes to, of course, the animals. It goes to all of life. It's not species specific. It's not a pine tree sending it, okay, here, pine trees, let's go pine trees. It's life sending to life. This is how nature works. And this is how we work. And so when you talk about depression and this feeling that there's got to be a different way, what I believe is that we are, as humans, as souls living in human bodies, as the deeply heart-connected people that we actually are, our beings are screaming, there's got to be a better way than this competitive model that we are following in this culture. That yes, each individual does their very best to do beautifully for themselves and for the whole. So the abundance created goes back into the system and everybody benefits. So it is again the both and. Yes, you thrive. You thrive because you receive support from all around you. If you haven't listened to my conversation about the Peloton, I'd suggest considering that idea of how you thrive by receiving support from the network around you and giving support back. This is how life works. And the reason for so much rampant depression, I believe, is that we are taught that life works in the vacuum of this, that it's every person for themselves, that it's shameful to receive, that, all the stories. You have to do it by yourself. Something wrong with getting help. Couldn't be further from the truth.